Today's news highlights. Time cutoff, 1700 hours. News title, should you be worried about 00940's stock price breaking and net worth falling after listing? Long-term investment is the focus of high-dividend ETFs. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, Shangzhou Fortune Network. News highlights, if your goal is long-term investing, holding high-dividend ETFs is a logical choice. Although the current net value has declined, this is a normal manifestation of market fluctuations. The original intention of high-dividend ETFs is long-term stable dividend distribution, and has the characteristics of diversified investment and regular replacement of constituent stocks. Therefore, if it is a long-term investment, it is advisable to increase or hold positions against the trend. In contrast, if you are pursuing short-term trading, you should turn to individual stock operations. The key point is to clarify the investment objectives, not to blindly follow the trend, but to steadily implement long-term investment strategies. News headline, when will TSMC stock price exceed 1,000 yuan? It is conservatively estimated that the standard will be reached in this year. If you don't want to buy TSMC, you can also make money with these ETFs. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, Shangzhou Fortune Network. News highlights, TSMC, 2,330's recent surge in share price reflects its leading position in the semiconductor industry. In the future, as demand continues to increase, especially the expansion of the automotive chip and AI chip markets, TSMC is expected to maintain steady growth. According to basic analysis, EPS is expected to reach 57 yuan in 2026. Based on a reasonable price-to-earnings ratio, TSMC stock price is expected to exceed 1,000 yuan in the next 2 years. Investors should evaluate the profit potential and risks and choose an appropriate investment strategy. News headline, the United States is on the road to cutting interest rates, but why is Taiwan raising interest rates instead? 4 things you should know behind the central bank's lightning rate hike. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, Shangzhou Fortune Network. News highlights, Taiwan's central bank announced a half-digit interest rate hike, which slightly surprised the market. However, this is a moderate move given Taiwan's economic conditions and is not intended to hit the stock and housing markets. The purpose of raising interest rates is to suppress inflation expectations, not to curb speculation in the economy. The exchange rate was affected, but foreign capital continued to flow into Taiwan stocks. The interest rate hike may be a temporary measure and will be adjusted based on actual economic development. People should respond rationally and avoid overburdening themselves with loans. Although the central bank's decisions cause dissatisfaction, they are of great significance to economic stability. News headline, you clearly don't like it or are unhappy, but you're always embarrassed to express it. Can't say I hate it, be careful that the bottom line is constantly being trampled on. Release time, March 31, 2024. Information reference, Shangzhou Fortune Network. News highlights, difficulty expressing dislike may be due to not knowing how to express one's anger. Anger is a self-protective emotion and it is important to realize that you are angry. Use an anger journal to help you detect angry emotions and express dislike in ambiguous ways, and get used to expressing your feelings directly. Saying something nasty is a way to protect what's important to you without worrying about being seen as inconsiderate. Expressing anger appropriately can help protect your values and important things from harm. News headline, Ma Ying-jeou meets Song Tao. Reached the 1992 consensus and opposed Taiwan independence during his term but dared not talk about president. Release time, April 1, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, former President Ma Ying-jeou led the Big Nine Academy to visit China, emphasizing that peace and stability in cross-strait relations are crucial to the well-being of people on both sides of the strait and the interests of the Chinese nation. He emphasized that he would adhere to the 1992 consensus and oppose Taiwan independence during his term, believing that this is an important basis for both sides of the Taiwan Strait to move forward together. Ma Ying-jeou pointed out that the common historical and cultural connections between the two sides of the Taiwan Straits and the 1992 consensus reached with wisdom have laid the foundation for peaceful development. He emphasized that public opinion supports cross-strait exchanges, stressed that exchanges can effectively alleviate tensions and confrontations, and called for continued promotion of peaceful development across the strait. News headline, 4 serious cases of balin poisoning may require liver transplantation. The North City Health Bureau reveals the latest condition, signs of relying on kidney dialysis to maintain life. Release time, April 1, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, according to the latest information from the Ministry of Health and Welfare, 31 cases of food poisoning at Balin Tea House have been reported, including 2 deaths, 5 people in the intensive care unit, and 3 people in the general ward. Taipei City Health Director Chen Yanyuan pointed out that the 4 critically ill patients still have severe liver failure and kidney failure and are currently receiving supportive care. The medical team is waiting for the deceased's pathology report to determine whether a liver transplant is needed. The expert panel has discussed how to save the patient and sought to obtain pathological data to improve treatment accuracy. News headline: reporting a classmate's use of AI works to compete in competitions was the whistleblower threatened by the school and given a major demerit? The principal responded, "No such thing." Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: the first prize work of the new Taipei City Fuxing Business Teachers and Students Art Exhibition, Havoc in the Dragon Palace, was accused of using AI drawing and caused controversy. The school denied that it planned to write a major demerit. Principal Chen Xiaozong said there is no such thing. According to a statement released by the school yesterday, the author of the work, Lin, admitted that he used AI to assist in creation, which violated the competition regulations, and therefore his qualification to win the award was disqualified. The incident triggered widespread discussion, and the school emphasized that concerns about the work can be discussed and expressed respect for the students' honest admission. News headline: 2 consecutive waves of frontal relays during the Qingming Festival. The rain increases day by day continues to affect the day. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: the Meteorological Administration reminds that temperatures in Tainan and Kaohsiung will reach over 36 degrees Celsius tomorrow, while Taitung needs to pay attention to feign winds. During the Qingming Festival holiday, 2 waves of fronts will be affected. The rain will increase day by day, and the north of the central part will be wet and cool, which will last until the 8th. It is expected that there will be local short-lived showers in the northern, eastern half, and central mountainous areas on the 4th and 5th. The rainfall intensity will gradually increase on the 6th, and local showers or thunderstorms will occur on the 7th and 8th. In terms of temperature, the temperature in northern Taiwan was about 22 to 26 degrees on the 5th, and it remained at 30 to 31 degrees in central and southern Taiwan. On the 7th and 8th, the high temperature in the north of central Taiwan dropped to 22 to 26 degrees. News headline: parents of Tainan policewoman who died in tears complain, "I can't even read until I die." Police chief says suicide prevention law refuses to disclose details. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Tainan policewoman surnamed Liang was found dead in the parking lot of Guangtian District Sports Park last night. She was shot in the left chest and died. She once studied in the master's program at the police university, but was expelled last year after being accused of theft. She repeatedly appealed to no avail. The police university stated that Liang's violation of school rules was indeed true, but it was unable to disclose more details because it involved personal information protection and suicide prevention laws. Liang's parents pointed out that their daughter had a cheerful personality, was serious about her studies, and had helped others dispel suicidal thoughts. The reason for her death was shocking. News headline: 6 people went to the Island Buffet restaurant. 3 people suffered from vomiting and diarrhea after a meal at a restaurant. The operator responded. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: recently, it was reported that 6 customers at the buffet of Hailai Hotel in Taipei City developed nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea and other symptoms after eating, and food poisoning was suspected. The health department has launched an investigation and will impose heavy fines if violations are found. The vice president of Hailai Food said that other dining guests have been contacted, but no other cases have been found. Although the hospital has not yet confirmed food poisoning, the merchant emphasized that it will wait for the final test results. News headline: Huang Mingzi's farewell ceremony tonight. The scene of lying in a coffin was exposed, and people at the scene couldn't bear to reveal the truth. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Huang Mingzi announced on social media in the early morning of April Fool's Day that a farewell ceremony would be held that night, requiring relatives and friends to wear white clothes to attend. Although it sparked heated discussions and many people suspected it was an April Fool's Day joke, a netizen posted a photo of the farewell ceremony earlier and revealed the truth. However, the agency confirmed that a farewell ceremony would be held in the evening, but did not confirm Huang Mingzi's death. This move caused speculation and discussion among netizens, but as it coincided with April Fool's Day, many people believed that this might be a marketing ploy to promote the new song. News headline: 2 batches of goods before and after. Bailin Kuehtiao cannot be found to be faulty. Gao Dachan suspects that the operator destroyed the body and destroyed the traces. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: the food safety incident at Bailin Tea House has spread. The Taipei city government is investigating 10 sauces or starch products supplied by 8 operators. Mayor Zhang Wanan pointed out that 4 products supplied by 3 companies are currently being traced, including soy sauce, white fungus, oyster sauce with mushrooms and rice roll powder. In this regard, forensic Dr. Gao Dachan pointed out that Bailin Tea House purchased the Kuaitiao on March 16 and 23, but the Taipei city government did not seize it until the 26th. It is possible that the business operator may have disposed of the defective goods before seizure. News headline: Catch up with Big S. The second wife is pregnant. Wang Xiaofei's face is full of happiness and she makes her first speech. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Wang Xiaofei suddenly successfully proposed to her Taiwanese girlfriend Mandy, triggering speculation about whether Mandy is pregnant. The source pointed to Aunt Xiao Yang, the nanny hired by Wang Xiaofei, who once hinted in a live broadcast that Mandy might be pregnant, which aroused heated discussion among netizens. Zhang Lan prepared a gift for Mandy, implying that something good happened to her son, possibly because Mandy was pregnant. Some Weibo netizens claimed that Wang Xiaofei had talked about her pregnancy in a live broadcast and captured a picture of him full of happiness. These messages attracted attention from the outside world, but Wang Xiaofei remained silent. News headline: Spending 20 million to buy a house at the age of 17. The money is all given by my parents. The gift tax can be reduced to 0 yuan by relying on method 1. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlight: A 17-year-old boy in Taipei City used his own funds to purchase a real estate worth NT $20 million in New Taipei City. His parents have deposited approximately NT $2.2 million to NT $2.44 million into his account every year for many years, causing the supervisor in his place of residence to collect taxes. The agency determines that the property is not a gift from parents and is exempt from gift tax. This case reminds parents to pay attention to tax law regulations to protect their own rights and interests. If you have any questions, you can call the toll-free service hotline 0800-000-321 for assistance. News headline: Blood footprints seen on Bannan Line. The woman screamed, "I want to get off the car." Beja has spoken out. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: A female netizen recently found a pool of red blood stains in the carriage when she was taking the Beja Bannan Line to Dujin. She was horrified and posted a message saying, "I want to get off." Netizens hotly discussed the possibility of blood stains, and some speculated that it was menstrual bleeding or other reasons. The Taipei MRT Corporation said that after investigation, the suspected blood stain incident was caused by a male passenger being unwell and that no attack occurred. The incident took place on the Bannan Line, causing people to worry about safety. In particular, the historical shadow of the Zhengji case is disturbing. News headline: If you want to be single, check it out. 4 constellations have prosperous peach blossoms and meet true love around the corner. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: This week the 4 major zodiac signs will usher in a period of flourishing peach blossoms. Taurus will have many opportunities to contact the person they like, and those who already have a partner should enhance communication and interaction. Pisces will have the opportunity to meet the person who is attracted to her, and expressing good feelings is the key. Cancer will usher in a period of prosperity. Come to a warm and emotional time and meet a reassuring person of the opposite sex. Leo may meet an irresistible peach prince or princess and should cherish this relationship. The horoscope is only for reference. The important thing is to listen to your inner feelings, cherish every relationship, and welcome happiness and happiness. News headline: Tainan policewoman commits suicide on suspicion of being expelled from school. Police University says, violation of school rules. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: Tainan reported last night that a female police officer committed suicide in a car. The police stated that she was originally a graduate student of the police university and was expelled for violating school rules. However, the case involved personal information and laws, and the school did not announce the details. On the night of the incident, the female police officer was supposed to take compensatory leave but instead went to work. She disappeared in the evening and was found to have committed suicide in her car without leaving a suicide note. It is reported that she works normally on weekdays, but has been feeling unwell recently and was originally scheduled to return for a consultation today. The police have not yet determined whether it was due to dropping out of school or physical problems. We remind you that life is precious. If you are in trouble, you can call the Suicide Prevention and Safety Hotline. News headline: 6-vehicle accident on National Highway 3. The windshield of a passenger transport was completely shattered while trying to use a surfboard. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Dongsan News. News highlights: a 6-vehicle accident occurred today at 56.5 km southbound on National Highway 3. A minibus carrying surfboards was unstable and fell, causing 5 vehicles behind to dodge and sending one person to hospital. The police urge those carrying goods to be securely tied up to prevent them from falling, otherwise they will be punished. The cause of the accident and the circumstances of the drinking are subject to further investigation. News headline: Warm fried. A high-speed rail broadcast called for help, and these people stood up instantly. Passengers recalled, their eyes were red. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: a passenger was riding the high-speed rail train number 117 south when he suddenly heard the onboard announcement calling for medical assistance. Many passengers quickly walked to the last carriage. The original Po was deeply moved and praised the enthusiasm and warmth of Taiwan's medical staff. This touching feeling also aroused enthusiastic responses on the internet, and many netizens shared their own experiences, confirming the warmth and touchingness of the scene at that time. This story highlights the mutual help spirit of Taiwanese society and the professionalism of medical staff. News headline: 5 types of people should not sweep graves when returning home to worship ancestors during the Qingming festival. Numerologist warns, fear of being invaded by spirits. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News focus: Qingming festival is an important festival for ancestor worship and tomb sweeping, but some people are not suitable to participate in this action. Numerologist Yang Denki pointed out that pregnant women, children under 7 years old, seriously ill patients, those who have just recovered from serious illness and those who have just completed surgery should avoid going to the cemetery to avoid being invaded by spirits or causing physical discomfort. If you are unable to participate in the tomb sweeping, you can ask relatives to worship the ancestors on your behalf, and pay attention to your physical condition after the tomb sweeping. If you feel unwell, seek help from the temple or a mage in a timely manner. News headline: The violent debt collection film of a male creditor goes viral. The woman who owed money was pushed off the escalator and turned into a human flesh roller. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: a debt collection violence incident occurred in Hangzhou, mainland China. A man used violence against a woman to collect debts and pushed her down an escalator, causing multiple soft tissue injuries to the woman. The police have intervened in the investigation and will take criminal coercive measures against the man responsible in accordance with the law. The incident sparked heated discussions among netizens, who all pointed out that debts should be repaid, but violent behavior should not be tolerated and should be dealt with according to law. The police appealed that economic disputes should be resolved through legitimate and legal channels and that violence should not be used to violate the law. News headline: How can the writing team earn an annual salary of 1 million? Net sharing 3 industries, easy to reach. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: a female netizen raised a question on card. She took her 5 years of work experience as an example. She graduated from a literary group and had an annual salary of only about 800,000. She found it difficult to reach an annual salary of 1 million. After her experience, she found that although the technology industry has high salaries, the work is hard, while banks are relatively comfortable. She was curious about whether the writing team would choose the financial industry as the best choice, which triggered a heated discussion among netizens. She believed that writing teams who wanted high salaries should mainly choose the technology industry, the financial industry, and foreign businessmen. Some netizens suggested considering a master's degree in business, or turning to the financial industry to achieve a stable income of more than 1 million. News headline: 146 pearls hidden in underwear. Woman smuggling was caught by MTR Customs at a glance. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlights: during the Easter holiday, a large number of people traveled to and from mainland China via the West Kowloon high-speed rail station in Hong Kong. The General Administration of Customs of the mainland announced that on the 31st, a pearl smuggling case was discovered at West Kowloon Station. Passengers hid 332 pearls, of which 146 were hidden in the middle of their underwear. Customs reminds that smuggling is illegal and will be held legally responsible according to relevant laws. News headline: A 29-year-old man in New Taipei fell to the ground and died after talking on the phone on the 5th floor balcony of the 5th floor. The loud bang sound frightened the neighbors. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Ida News Cloud. News highlights: a falling case occurred on Baoxing Road, Xindian District, New Taipei City, at about 5 p.m. on the 1st. A 29-year-old man fell from the 5th floor. He suffered severe head injuries and lay lying at the door of the first-floor apartment. He died after first aid. The police initially suspected that he accidentally fell from the building, but they are still investigating. There was no quarrel between the man and his family at the time of the incident, and the police ruled out any intention to commit suicide. The case is still being clarified. News headline: Huang Mingzi's farewell ceremony parents also showed up. Is it true or false? Funeral home employee posts suspected leak. Release time, April 1, 2024. Data reference, Today News Cloud. News highlights, Malaysian singer Huang Mingzi issued a farewell notice on the social platform, triggering heated discussions among fans. Although many suspected it was an April Fool's Day joke, the location of the farewell ceremony was checked out by fans, and Huang Mingzi's parents were seen making an appearance. However, no official explanation has been released yet, and some speculate that this move may be for publicity purposes or in cooperation with funeral homes. The truth of the matter still awaits further official explanation. News headline, 25-year-old woman suffered from stomach pain and died more than a month later. Doctor reveals 4 symptoms of cancer, don't delay. Release time, April 1, 2024. Data reference, Today News Cloud. News highlights, pancreatic cancer is known as the king of cancers because it often develops without symptoms, resulting in many patients being diagnosed in the middle and late stages. Common symptoms include abdominal pain, diarrhea, jaundice, and weight loss, but jaundice is not always present. Surgeon Chen Rongjian shared that a 25-year-old woman was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer after seeking treatment for abdominal pain. She unfortunately passed away less than 2 months later. Treatment is difficult and the survival rate is low. Doctors call for early examination. If you have relevant symptoms, you should seek medical advice as soon as possible to avoid delaying treatment. News headline, an academic magazine reveals that China should have 6 weapons to resist China, but domestic this equipment needs to be strengthened. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, Free Electronic News. News highlights, the U.S. magazine The National Interest pointed out that in the face of the continued increase in military threats from the Chinese Communist Party, Taiwan needs to acquire and prepare 6 major categories of weapons and equipment, including nearshore artillery, anti-aircraft missile systems, hypersonic missiles, drones, electromagnetic spectrum interference devices and various small arms and equipment. Among them, coastal artillery and air defense systems help improve our country's counterattack firepower and defense capabilities. Hypersonic missiles and drones can effectively strengthen military deterrence against the CCP. In addition, it is also necessary to build an electronic warfare jamming system and strengthen the equipment of various small light weapons. The preparation of these equipment will help improve Taiwan's resistance and counterattack effectiveness in a war across the Taiwan Strait. News title, Rice fermentation standard is in place. Positive cases in Bailin case +3, 2 cases in Reahi store excluded. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, Free Electronic News. News highlights, the Department of Disease Control and Prevention of the Ministry of Health and Welfare issued the latest report this afternoon. There were no new cases of poisoning in Bailin Tea House, with a total of 29 cases, of which 2 died unfortunately. Except for the 2 cases at the Reahi branch that were handled separately, the rest of the reports were concentrated at the Bailin Zinye A13 store. Among the 23 specimens, 17 were positive and 6 were still undergoing testing. Bailin Tea House's announcement has slowed down, and the daily announcement has been adjusted to once, at 17:30 p.m. The test results of the 2 reported cases at the Reahi branch were negative, and their symptoms were different from the main poisoning incident, so they will be handled separately. The standard products that have arrived will be inspected separately to confirm the inspection results. News headline, still waiting for Han Kuyu's notice. The Taiwan Democracy Foundation decided to hold a board meeting on April 10. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, Free Electronic News. News highlights, the Taiwan Democracy Foundation's re-election of its board of directors has attracted much attention. The foundation has stated to Legislative Yuan Han Kuyu that it is urgent to convene a board of directors, but it did not receive a meeting notice until March 28. In view of the urgency of administration according to law, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs decided to convene a meeting on April 10 and has made an explanation to the Korean office. According to the Articles of Association, the 7th Board of Directors will by-elect the chairman of the Board of Directors, whose term will be until June 16. The 8th Board of Directors and Supervisors will take office on June 17. The CEO candidate will be selected at the first Board of Directors and Supervisors meeting or by the directors. Processing takes a long time. News headline, foreign investors have overpurchased Taiwan stocks for 3 weeks in a row. Last week, they were the overbuyers and overbuyers of UMC. It was actually this stock. Release time, April 1, 2024. Data reference, Economic Daily. News highlights, foreign investors have continued to sell Taiwan stocks for 3 consecutive weeks. Last week, they sold NT $44.939 billion in the centralized market. UMC sold the most shares, reaching 84,800, while Hon Hai bought the most stocks. Income reached 40,300 tickets. The total value of foreign-owned stocks was NT $27.74 trillion, accounting for 43.03% of the total market value of stocks, a decrease of NT $56.477 billion from last week. In terms of individual stocks, Honhai, Wistron, and China Industrial were the top 3 companies that foreign investors bought the most last week, while UMC, Lite-On and Inventec were the top 3 companies that sold the most. News headline: 00940 investors, don't be discouraged. A mysterious big investor placed more than 499 buy orders in late trading. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: Yuantad Taiwan Value High Interest ETF, 00940, was listed for the first time today. The opening price was 9.93 yuan, and the lowest fell to 9.75 yuan. The closing price was 9.76 yuan, a decrease of 1.61%, exceeding the issue price of 10 yuan. Despite the massive sell-off, more than 499 single buy orders were placed before the close, boosting the stock price. Among the top 10 constituent stocks of the ETF, Yaxiong led the performance, rising 6.65%, while other constituent stocks also saw gains, such as Ziyi, Zonglei, etc. News headline: What secrets does body language reveal? Former FBI agent teaches you how to read other people's minds. Release time: January 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Body language is a nonverbal form of communication, including facial expressions, eyes, postures, gestures, etc., that can reflect emotions, attitudes, and intentions. Body language expert Joe Navarro points out that eye contact can express interest, curiosity, or threat, but too much eye contact can make people feel uncomfortable. Eye movements reflect interest in people or objects, but should be judged in conjunction with other factors. Taking off your glasses during a meeting or interview may be for self-comfort, to create novelty, or to show confidence. Different cultures have different body languages, which should be respected and adapted to. Body language can be used as evidence in court because it reflects true circumstances and motivations. Learning and using body language can improve communication and promote success. News headline: The 4 zodiac signs that can get through quickly in the workplace. People born under the sign of monkey can always be the first to get promotions and salary increases. This one is the heartthrob in the eyes of supervisors. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: I am the biggest woman. News highlights: In the workplace, several zodiac signs show special abilities that enable them to quickly excel. The first is the zodiac rat. They are smart and witty, good at dealing with various situations, and have good interpersonal relationships. Followed by the zodiac dragon, they have leadership skills and innovative thinking, and perform well at critical moments. The monkey is known for its flexibility and superb strategies, and can often stay ahead of the competition. Finally, there is the zodiac ox. They are diligent and down-to-earth, full of patience and perseverance in their work, and thus win the trust of colleagues and bosses. These qualities allow them to rise quickly and succeed in the workplace. News headline: Food poisoning case at Bailin Tea House. North City Government immediately inspected hand samples and found rice fermentation acid. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: The food poisoning case at Bailin Tea House in Taipei City has attracted attention. Mayor Zhang Wanan said that the 4 branches will face a fine of NT $1 million if their insurance expires, but there is no need to panic. An examination by the National Taiwan University Forensic Medicine Institute found that rice fermentation was positive, emphasizing that pollen cannot escape responsibility. The police and the central government are actively investigating the cause of the incident and initially determined that the kuai tiao may be the source of the poisoning. Some victims need large medical expenses, and the Social Affairs Bureau promises to provide support. So far, there have been a total of 29 cases, of which 2 people have died, 5 people are in the intensive care unit, and 20 people have returned home to recuperate. News headline: 62 people at Zinswang Yupin Banquet Hall suffered from gastrointestinal discomfort and 9 people sought medical treatment. Yunpin, cooperate with the inspection to close the business. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: The new Taipei City Zinswang Yupin Banquet Hall held a spring wine and dinner party on March 26 and 27. A total of 2,201 people attended, of which 62 people had gastrointestinal discomfort symptoms, and 9 people were relieved after seeking medical treatment. Watson's company suspended operations as a result. The Health Bureau has inspected and pointed out the hygiene deficiencies, and the operators need to make corrections and undergo inspections. Any violations will be punished. Yunpin International issued a statement to actively cooperate with the investigation. If it is confirmed that the responsibility lies with its banquet hall, it will assume corresponding responsibilities to maintain consumer trust. News headlines, complaints, removal of directors, big fight between Evergreen brothers, Zhang Qiahua vs. Zhang Qiachen, Zhang Kuoyi. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, at the end of 2022, the Evergreen Group family reached a consensus on splitting up, but the split agreement subsequently caused controversy. Zhang Kuoyi accused his eldest brother Zhang Qiahua of disposing of assets privately and demanded that the separation be open and transparent. Zhang Qiahua requested that Zhang Qiachen be dismissed from his position at Evergreen International. Evergreen Group's separation of sea and air operations has sparked renewed conflict, attracting market attention. The conflict between the four brothers caused the family to split, and the future of Evergreen Group was in doubt. News headline, listed company bounced 80 million. Another explosion, can't find an accountant, stocks may fall into wallpaper. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlight, Tingxin, a listed aluminum alloy factory, failed to appoint an accounting firm and failed to publish its financial report as scheduled, causing market concern. The company was punished last year for delaying the announcement of its financial report, and this year there was another delay in reporting. Coupled with changes in top management, investors are worried about the company's situation. PTT netizens expressed concern about Tingxin's situation and believed that he might be facing internal problems. Tingxin's share price plunged more than 9% yesterday, closing at 5.62 yuan. News headline, full price for windows and rain shields that cannot be opened. Bankia residents said, if I could do it all over again, I would rather not replace them. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, after nearly 20 years of anticipation, Mr. S and his mother moved into Banqiao Dujin House next to Xinpu Minsheng Station on the MRT circular line, but found that the room space had shrunk significantly. The master bedroom actually had a pressure beam problem, and other rooms only a single bed can be placed, so the usable space is greatly reduced compared with the old apartment. The builder failed to explain clearly during the joint construction process, which prevented the homeowner from being informed in advance, leading to worry and dissatisfaction. Mr. S said that if they could choose again, they would rather not make any changes and no longer be subject to the unequal conditions provided by the builder. News headline, taking advantage of his girlfriend to go abroad for a tryst with a villager wife, Zhu Xianyang stalks Wu Zhouyuan in the park. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, recently, singer Wu Zhouyuan and meat star Zhu Xianyang were seen having an intimate date in Riverside Park, kissing passionately and exchanging sweet whispers, which sparked heated discussions. Wu Zhouyuan is known as the villager's wife, but this move made her romantic relationship with Mr. Cai, who was outside the industry, once again become a topic of discussion. Media from all walks of life have reported on this incident, triggering public discussion. News headline, Huang Mingzi appears. Speak out solemnly to reveal the truth about the farewell ceremony. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, Malaysian singer-songwriter Huang Mingzi announced his death on April 1. However, this was a farewell ceremony before death. He pointed out in a Facebook post that the purpose of this event was to call on the public to face life and death and pay attention to planning before death. Importance. Although it was held on April Fool's Day, he emphasized that this was not a joke, but a serious event. He also criticized the media for irresponsible reporting and said he refused to respond to false rumors. Finally, he thanked everyone who participated in the event and previewed the release of relevant documentaries and new music works. News headline, popular Korean star shocked fans by slapping classmates for 90 minutes. He revealed the horrific process, he never apologized. Release time, April 2, 2024. Information reference, TVBS Entertainment headlines. News highlights, South Korean actress Song Shiun was accused of school violence. It was revealed that she slapped her male classmates for 90 minutes in high school. Although the person who broke the news did not directly name the person, the personal photo used was the photo on Song Shiun's IG, which attracted attention from the outside world. The whistleblower claimed that he was not given an explanation as to why he was beaten, and alleged that Song Shiun's boyfriend was also a bad boy. Song Shiun's company responded that the relevant content was not true and denied the accusation of school violence. The incident aroused heated discussions among netizens, who raised questions about Song Shiun's acting skills and the timing of the revelation. News headline, 84-year-old Shen Fucheng surprised that he fainted in the gym. Fell to the ground without breakfast, current situation exposed. Release time, April 2, 2024. Information reference, TVBS Entertainment headlines. News highlights, recently, 84-year-old former legislator Shen Fucheng revealed on a political commentary program that he fainted due to lack of blood while exercising in the gym. Fortunately, he was not injured. He described the feeling of fainting as very good and even said, "It was like death, no feeling at all." However, he also pointed out that this was a reminder of the fragility and preciousness of life, and if he could die safely, it would be considered a blessing. Kind of happiness. He has some insights about life and death, saying that life is rare and one should cherish the present moment. News headline: Huang Mingzi appeared in the early morning. Multiple hospital emergency room visits is no joke, the truth is revealed during the farewell ceremony. Release time: April 2, 2024. Information reference: TVBS Entertainment Headlines. News highlights: Malaysian singer-songwriter Huang Mingzi recently took April Fool's Day as an opportunity to post a black and white photo on the social platform and held a farewell ceremony, triggering speculation and attention from the outside world. However, after experiencing the health warning, Huang Mingzi explained that this was just a farewell ceremony before death to remind the public of the importance of planning before death. He bravely faced the issue of life and death, and said that he chose to hold the event on April Fool's Day because he hoped to view life and death with a relaxed mood and not let the aftermath become a burden to others. Although it caused doubts and discussions from the outside world, he emphasized that this was a serious and solemn activity. This move is also his response to life, and he will continue to deliver positive messages to society through documentaries and new song MVS. News title: Qingming Festival Holiday Discounts, Save Quickly. Starbucks offers 50% off the second cup for 4 consecutive days. Watch the discount via handshake. Release time: April 2, 2024. Information reference: TVBS Entertainment Headlines. News highlights: During the Tomb Sweeping Day holiday, Taiwan's well-known chain coffee shop Starbucks launched the Spring Outing on a beautiful Spring Day event. From 4/4, Thursday, to 4/7, Sunday, a second cup is discounted at half price at all stores in Taiwan. Maximum purchase of 4 cups per transaction. Comma Cafe members can enjoy member-only discounts on 4/24/6, including 30% off on the second cup of large latte and 34% off on 3 cups of large black coffee. Qing Shui Shaxiang launches a limited-time discount on Sanbeo Ice on 4/14/5. Bringing children to the store can enjoy a single cup discount, with a maximum discount of 15 yuan each time. The hand-crank beverage brand Daywanza launches a daily Q&A event for fans. Those who answer correctly will have the opportunity to receive exclusive discounts, and limited coupons for buy 2 get 1 free on seasonal drinks will be launched every week in April. News headline: Sichuan fans gather, meme stocks reappear. Release time: April 2, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: Former U.S. President Trump's social media company Trump Media and Technology Group was listed on the Nasdaq on March 26. The stock soared rapidly, increasing Trump's net worth by more than $4 billion, making him the first top 500 in the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. However, the stock's rise has nothing to do with fundamentals but rather the market expressing sentiment about its political stance. Trump faces multiple legal actions and has been accused of long-term fraud, but he has recently said he will pay large fines. Its net worth comes primarily from real estate development, golf courses, and restaurants. Although it was affected by the epidemic and the performance of the real community was not as good as expected, it brought potential financial growth as its company went public. News headline: Li King led his team to the Ministry of National Defense in the afternoon to receive a briefing. Whether the candidate for the new defense minister will accompany him is attracting attention. Release time: April 2, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: President-elect Li Ching-te led his team to the Ministry of National Defense today to receive a briefing on defense business and the progress of confidential Taiwan-US military purchases. Since the current Minister Chiu Kuo-chun is stepping down on May 20, the candidate to take over as Minister of National Defense has become the focus. Potential successors include former Chairman of the Maritime Commission Li Zongwei and Secretary General of the National Security Council Gu Liqiang. Li once cooperated with the National Defense Department to understand the progress of national defense scientific research. The team receiving the briefing this time includes Vice President-elect Xiao Maikan, Defense Minister Chiu Kuo-chun, etc., and will also receive a briefing from the military chief. News headline: Left-hander Shahei Adani soared 156 kilometers with a fireball and became a real-life version of Shijino? Fans, I will believe it. Release time: April 2, 2024. Information reference: Free Electronic News. News highlights: On April Fool's Day, baseball data account Codify joked on Twitter that Shahei Adani would switch to left-handed pitching. Although this is just a joke, many fans said that if it were Adani, they would believe it. Shahei Adani is unable to pitch due to an elbow injury. He is expected to wait until 2025 to return to the pitching position. Currently, he can only play as a hitter. News headline: Eastbok Arena broke up with Lee Jae-wook after 1 month of love. Reason revealed: I'm sorry to the fans. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, eSpa Captain Karina and Lee Jae-wook decided to break up after more than a month of dating due to psychological pain caused by negative comments. The agency of the two confirmed the news and stated that they broke up to focus on their works. Fans felt distressed about this and accused the rumor mongers. This incident triggered a heated discussion online, with many people expressing their support and understanding for them, and hoping that they could regain their mood and continue to work hard. News headline, Zhu Xuanyang's cheating affair with Wu Zhouyuan. The official palace is an internet celebrity with 210,000 people. Infatuated companionship for 5 years, unbearable footage exposed. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, Zhu Xuanyang has been dating his girlfriend Cindy for 5 years, but was photographed having a tryst with Wu Zhouyuan, which caused controversy. Cindy was working in South Korea when Zhu Xuanyang and Wu Zhouyuan were dating. The two experienced many hardships during their relationship, including Zhu Xuanyang's injury and Cindy's surgery. However, Zhu Xuanyang finally chose to date Wu Zhouyuan, which was an unacceptable result for his real girlfriend Cindy. After the passionate scenes of Zhu Xuanyang and Wu Zhouyuan were exposed, they may be facing a difficult breakup. News headline, Zhu Xuanyang's cheating affair with Wu Zhouyuan. The official palace is an internet celebrity with 210,000 people. Infatuated companionship for 5 years, unbearable footage exposed. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Eat a Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, Zhu Xuanyang has been dating his girlfriend Cindy for 5 years, but was photographed having a tryst with Wu Zhouyuan, which caused controversy. Cindy was working in South Korea when Zhu Xuanyang and Wu Zhouyuan were dating. The two experienced many hardships during their relationship, including Zhu Xuanyang's injury and Cindy's surgery. However, Zhu Xuanyang finally chose to date Wu Zhouyuan, which was an unacceptable result for his real girlfriend Cindy. After the passionate scenes of Zhu Xuanyang and Wu Zhouyuan were exposed, they may be facing a difficult breakup. News headline, 2 weeks after the Israeli army attacked a Western hospital, 400 innocent Palestinians were killed. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, after 2 weeks of fierce attacks on Western hospitals in the Gaza Strip, Israel finally withdrew, leaving behind devastation. Israel claimed to have killed 200 Hamas terrorists, but the Palestinian Authority pointed out that 400 innocent people were killed in the attack. Western hospitals are in ruins and cannot function, leaving people with nowhere to go. The director of the Gaza Civil Defense Bureau said that the injured people were unable to receive treatment and the situation was very serious. The entire hospital area has been destroyed, and people are crying and facing the dilemma of being homeless. News headline, the ace producer of Glory of Love visits the new show. By Bingbing reveals surprise cooperation plan. Release time, April 1, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, By Bingbing returned to FTV to host a variety show for the first time in 21 years. She received a surprise visit from the 8 o'clock producer Wang Pai-hua, which made her very happy. She expressed that she was very happy that Wang Pai-hua came to visit the class and presented ice noodles. She also revealed that she would contribute to drama in the future. By Bingbing confidently stated that the show will reach its peak ratings. Chen Xiaomei sang the opening song at 8 o'clock during the recording, creating a lively atmosphere. She revealed that she will participate in FTV drama programs in the future and looks forward to cooperating with the TV station. News headline, Warm as summer soars to 34 degrees. The Qingming Festival holiday continues and the weather changes again. Lin Jiakai reveals that this area is bombarded by rain and bombs. Release time, April 2, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, the Central Meteorological Administration pointed out that the weather has turned to southerly winds today, and the weather will be mainly cloudy to sunny in various places. The high temperature during the day is about 30 to 34 degrees, with a slight increase. During the Tomb Sweeping Day holiday, the passage of a front will bring rain. Especially on the 6th, due to the influence of the South China cloud system, there will be rain in various parts of Taiwan. Watch out for local severe thunderstorms in the western half. In addition, in terms of air quality, pollutants are prone to accumulate in the north and ozone concentrations may rise, while the air quality in Huadong, Penghu, and other places remains good. People should pay attention to sun protection and replenish water when going out, and pay attention to traffic safety. News headline, Lai Ching-te government's first wave of personnel layout. It is rumored that the Qingming Festival will be announced after the continuous holiday. There are loud calls for him to be appointed cabinet minister. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Sanli News Network. News highlights, Quasi-President Lai Ching-te and Vice President-elect Xiao Maikan will go to the Ministry of National Defense today to receive a confidential briefing, including cross-strait military developments, national army building policies, etc. Defense Minister Chiu Kuo-chun said this was a necessary trip to explain the current situation and future priorities. In addition, there are reports within the Democratic Progressive Party that the first wave of presidential personnel will be announced after the Qingming Festival holiday, among which Zhou Rongta is expected to serve as the executive president. News headline: If Ma and Xi's second meeting is staged. Huang Vihan revealed that he has deviated from the majority of public opinion in Taiwan and it is difficult for the Kuomintang to win the next presidential election. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Former President Ma Ying-jeou led the Big Nine Academy to visit China, and the outside world speculated whether he would meet with Xi Jinping again. Media person Huang Vihan said that if the second meeting between Ma and Xi comes true, the Kuomintang will face greater challenges in the next general election. The current public opinion trend in Taiwan is pro-US and anti-China, and people are concerned about people's livelihood issues rather than cross-strait policies. Huang Vihan pointed out that Ma Ying-jeou's meeting may help cool down the cross-strait tensions, but it may have a negative impact on the KMT's election. News headline: Cleft lip and palate strange mother? Internet celebrity artist thanks her mother in tears, she gave everything just to make me normal. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Carulao, Su Xinyun, is a celebrity artist with congenital cleft lip and palate. Her growth process was full of challenges and difficulties, but she always insisted on using art to heal herself and help others at the same time. Although she faced strange looks and bullying from the outside world, she never blamed her mother, but instead thanked her mother for her tolerance and support. Now, she is committed to children's art education, hoping to help every child grow up healthily. Through her story, we see her bravery and tenacity, as well as her love for life and gratitude. News headline: Actively expand sideline business. Gui Gui owns 4 houses at the age of 34. The Moonlight clan became rich by relying on the debt method to attract money. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlights: Wu Yingxia, whose stage name is Gui Gui, has been working in the entertainment industry for nearly 20 years. She is not only a talented woman in film, television, and singing, but also the first solo female singer from Taiwan to appear on the Korean stage. After ending her contract with a Korean agency, she set up her own personal studio and her career flourished. In addition to his acting career, Gigi is also actively running side businesses, successfully creating trendy brands Ghost Emma and Gemma Select, and establishing the dog snack brand Gagaola, donating part of the proceeds to charity organizations related to stray animals. Her financial management concepts are basic but practical, and she realized her real estate dream with her debt philosophy and hard work. Gigi's success story is full of inspiration and positivity, setting an example for people. News headline: Not food poisoning. She suffered from cancer 30 times a day and showed 9 symptoms to be careful of. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Sanli News Network. News highlight: An 80-year-old woman surnamed Xia in Nantes suffered from diarrhea and bloody stools for 3 months, more than 30 times a day, and was finally diagnosed with rectal cancer. After radiotherapy, the tumor completely disappeared, indicating a good therapeutic effect. Doctors recommend that patients with rectal cancer should consider surgical removal of the tumor to prevent recurrence if their health permits. The symptoms of colorectal cancer are diverse, including changes in bowel habits, blood in the stool, abdominal pain, etc. If they occur, seek medical attention as soon as possible. This case highlights the importance of early warning signs of cancer and prompt treatment. News title: 2028 Starting Moves. Liu Xiaoyan announced today that she is visiting this country. Chang Ho and Kei Chuan have been there. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlights: Taichung Mayor Liu Xiaoyan announced that she will visit Singapore. This is her first trip to the country after being re-elected. It is also regarded as a starting point for the 2028 presidential election. Liu Xiaoyan said that Singapore has always been a good friend of the Republic of China and the two countries have close relations. This visit will carry out necessary exchanges and cooperation. Visits to Singapore have become a routine for Taiwan's popular presidential candidates, including the mayor of Taipei, the mayor of New Taipei City and the chairman of the People's Party. This also highlights Singapore's important position in Taiwan's political arena. News headline: Horrible. Shocked to see slender red worms scurrying wildly on the toilet floor. Experts advise, clear the water tower quickly. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlight: A netizen found red slender worms on the toilet floor at home. The netizen identified them as red thread worms, indicating that the water tower may need to be cleaned. Red thread worms are commonly found in water towers and water pipes. Although they are not parasites, they may carry bacteria and cause gastrointestinal discomfort in humans. It is recommended to clean the water tower and water pipes to prevent health damage, especially when red worms appear. The water tower may be organically contaminated. Treat it early to ensure a sanitary environment at home. News headline: Qingming Festival is coming. Nowadays, this ingredient is added to the southern moist cake. Local people are shocked, they have never tasted it before. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlights: Tomb Sweeping Day is coming soon. In addition to sweeping tombs and worshipping ancestors, eating cakes is also a traditional custom for many people. Recently, southern netizens mentioned the topic of adding oil noodles to moist cakes on the PTT gossip board. Local people responded that this is a southern specialty and must not be missing. The fillings of north and south rung cakes are different. In the north, they are mostly red pork, peanut powder, and vegetables, while in the south, cabbage, bean sprouts, mushrooms and oil noodles are often added, and finally they are sprinkled with peanut sugar powder. The moist cake with oil noodles has a special taste and is loved and sought after by many people. News headline: I have 1.5 hours for lunch break. How can I use it? Net envy, it's really cool. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Eat a Day News Cloud. News highlights: This female netizen mentioned on Guard that the lunch break in the new company was only 1.5 hours, which made her feel a little overwhelmed. Other netizens responded one after another with various suggestions for using their lunch break, including visiting Watsons, visiting clothing stores, sleeping, and watching movies in the office. Some people envy this long break, but others think they would rather leave work early than stay at the company for too long. In general, you can choose the activities to do during the break according to your personal preferences, such as resting, shopping, watching movies, etc. News headline: The reason why no one was poisoned on March 20 was found. A former employee of Bailin broke the news. To save transportation costs, motorcycles carry Kuaitiao. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Eat a Day News Cloud. News highlights: A large-scale food poisoning case broke out at the vegetarian restaurant Bailin Tea House in Baishi. 29 people were injured, 2 of whom died and 5 were in critical condition. Wang Pishan, Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Health and Welfare, pointed out that although no toxin was found in the test results, the rice noodles were the most likely source of the poisoning, and it was speculated that it might have been sold out at that time. A former employee revealed that Bailin Tea House does not store the Kuaitiao refrigerated as a rule. In order to save shipping costs, the manager uses a motorcycle to deliver the goods, which may cause the ingredients to spoil. The prosecutor has named 4 people as defendants and interviewed 3 other work-study students. The poisoning case is still under further investigation. News headline: A case of falling from a building is reported in Tainan community. Woman fell from 22F, suffered skull fracture and died on the spot. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Eat a Day News Cloud. News highlights: A falling case was reported in a community building in Ren District, Tainan City yesterday evening, 1st. According to preliminary police investigation, a 52-year-old female resident surnamed Zhuang fell from the rental house on the 22nd floor for unknown reasons. He fell to the ground on the 1st floor. His skull was fractured and his brain matter burst out on the spot. He was obviously dead when ambulance personnel arrived at the scene. At present, the police have initially ruled out any signs of external intervention. The detailed reasons for the incident need to be further investigated and clarified. News headline: In addition to Nvidia, analysts are optimistic about 3 AI Samurai products including Micron. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: Bank of America securities analyst area pointed out that in the chip industry, Nvidia and Broadcom are leaders in the AI trend, but Marvell Technology, Micron, and AMD also have niche markets. He gave these 3 companies a buy rating and called them little AI samurai. Although their stock prices are high, they have potential. Marvell is competitive in the fields of customized AI chips and optoelectronics, Micron is expected to win in AI edge applications, and AMD can also benefit from maintaining market share in the AI accelerator market. Micron's stock price rose 5.4% on the news, Micron's stock price rose 3.3%, and Supermicro's stock price rose 1.6%. News headline: Taiwan's children's stock investors reach 270,000, parents top 10 list released. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: According to statistics from the Big Data Platform of Taiwan Centralized Depository and Clearing House, as of the end of February 2024, the number of children under the age of 12 has reached 270,000, and the per capita inventory amount exceeds 370,000 yuan, showing that parents are increasingly paying attention to their children's financial planning. In addition to saving for retirement, parents are also willing to help their children invest in stocks or ETFs to accumulate wealth. Child investors mostly hold more than 10 stocks, prefer diversified investments and sound strategies, and mainly use ETFs. When parents manage their children's finances, they often choose ETFs that focus on dividends or bond interest, as well as high-priced, blue-chip stocks and financial stocks as odd-lot investment targets. By participating in stock market investments, parents turn their love into practical care and lay the foundation for their children's future. News headline: Nank's output value of 1.58 trillion surpassed Zook. Will housing prices lag behind and make up for the increase? Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Economic Daily. News highlights: According to the latest data from Tsinghua Anfu House Price Index, the national house price index continued to rise in January 2024, with an annual increase of 8.54%, with Hsinchu County and City having the highest increase of 14%. Among the 6 cities' house price performance, Dawen City and Taichung City saw an annual increase of more than 10%, New Taipei City and Kaohsiung City increased by more than 5%, while Taipei City and Tainan City saw a relatively small increase. The real estate market around the Science Park has seen a surge in demand due to the increase in employment opportunities in the semiconductor industry. The Hsinchu Science Park and Tainan Science Park have seen the most significant price increases. In the past 5 years, the price per square meter in the area near Zook has increased by 109%, and in the area near Nank, it has increased by 93%, showing that the industrial cluster effect has a profound impact on the housing market. News headline: Electricity prices are rising, will renters be ripped off again? This place has developed a trend of renting is worse than buying. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: The increase in electricity prices has triggered heated discussions among renters, and some landlords have even raised prices on their own, sparking controversy over the rationality. However, the trend of renting is worse than buying has reappeared. According to statistics from 591 Real Price Login, Tainan City has become a hotspot where renting is worse than buying. In Rent District, the rent is 7,000 yuan higher than the mortgage loan, attracting many tenants to consider buying a house. Housing agents and builders also took the opportunity to use the slogan "renting is worse than buying a house" in an attempt to stimulate buying sentiment. However, for renters, if the landlord arbitrarily increases prices, they can appeal to the Consumer Council to ensure their rights and interests. News headline: New system on the road in April. License tax, electricity bills and mortgage interest rate adjustments affect your wallet. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Starting from April, a number of programs related to people's pockets have been launched. The first is the new electricity price plan, which has been implemented since April 1, with an average increase of about 11%. The increase in electricity prices at different levels varies, affecting approximately 9.08 million households and 550,000 small shops. Followed by the levy of license plate tax, it is estimated that the number of vehicles to be levied will exceed 8.23 million, with the tax amount of approximately 66.14 billion yuan, and the payment deadline is April 30. In addition, after the central bank raises interest rates by half a percentage point, public equity banks will raise non-policy mortgage interest rates starting from April 2, and the floor price for first-time buyers will reach 2.185%. The government will also fully subsidize the interest on the affected labor relief loans. News headline: It's better to start a business in middle age. Zhang Zhong reveals these 2 things to get married. He can also succeed in starting a company at the age of 55. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlight: Zhang Zongmu founded TSMC at the age of 55. The key to success lies in 2 major factors: tenacious work ambition and understanding, deconstruction and reconstruction of the business model. He emphasized that middle-aged entrepreneurs should use their mature innovation capabilities and understand customer problems to find solutions. When reviewing his entrepreneurial experience, Zhang Zongmu pointed out that the key to TSMC's business model innovation lies in the concept of becoming partners with customers. Regarding personal success, he believes that the greatest achievement is to build a great company, and TSMC's success is to achieve the highest level of what he pursues. News headline: Must-have interview question: Do you have anything else to ask? Any answer to the former Human Resource Index 5 is fine, but don't answer like this. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: The often asked question at the end of the interview, "Do you have any questions?" is a critical moment, and being polite will give you extra points. Appropriate questions can show interest in the company and concern for the work. The 5 recommended questions include: 1. What is the company's biggest challenge? 2. What are the work experience and characteristics of the ideal candidate? 3. What is the interviewer's leadership style? 4. What is the background of job vacancies? 5. What is the most attractive thing about the company? Absolutely no questions about salary, flexible work, basic company information, etc., showing a lack of understanding and immaturity. Don't forget to get the interviewer's contact information and send a thank you note before finishing. News headline: 62 people at Yunban's Zinswang Yunban Banquet Hall were suspected of having food poisoning. New Taipei Health Bureau, ordered to close. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: China Times News Network. News highlights: after receiving the tip, the New Taipei City Health Bureau immediately sent personnel to the Yunban Hotel Zinswang Crystal Palace for inspection and found that many people suffered from gastrointestinal discomfort after drinking in spring. Watsons explained that a total of 2,201 people participated in the event, of which 62 developed symptoms and 9 sought medical treatment. None of them were hospitalized and their symptoms have been relieved. The Health Bureau has suspended operations of the hotel and requested improvements to the sanitary conditions. High-risk meals and ingredients will be subject to sampling inspections, and operators will face fines if they do not comply with regulations. The Health Bureau reminds the public and businesses to pay attention to food preservation and food poisoning prevention measures to ensure food safety. News headline: 1 in 4 people in Taiwan has high blood lipids. Do 2 things to avoid becoming a candidate for stroke. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: China Times News Network. News highlights: according to statistics from the National Health Service of the Ministry of Health and Welfare, approximately 1 in 4 adults in Taiwan suffers from hyperlipidemia, which increases the risk of hypertension, diabetes, and stroke. In addition to drug treatment, nutritionists advise patients to adjust their diet and lifestyle habits. In the diet, it is recommended to reduce saturated fat, refined starch and sugar, and consume more high-fiber vegetables and plant protein. Adjusting living habits includes maintaining good posture, regular exercise, and getting enough sleep. In addition, avoid drinking alcohol and consider supplementing with supplementary health products such as fish oil. Diet and lifestyle adjustments can help control blood lipids and reduce the risk of related diseases. News headline: Asians' teeth age faster? 2 tips to check enamel quality and safeguard health rights. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News highlight: World Health Day will be held on April 7 every year. This year's theme is My Health, My Rights, emphasizing that health is everyone's right. Dental health is vital to overall health but is often overlooked. Acidic foods and sugar in the diet can easily cause tooth aging. Be wary of signs of tooth aging, such as dark yellow and fragile teeth, and use restorative toothpaste to protect enamel. Bionic registered trademark restorative toothpaste contains bionic technology ingredients that can effectively repair enamel and protect tooth health. Protecting dental health is the right of each of us. We should choose appropriate oral care products. Prevention is better than cure to ensure the quality of life. News headline: Heating causes bacteria to surge. Experts warn against keeping 2 kinds of food overnight, and 1 ingredient is often forgotten to refrigerate. Release time: March 30, 2024. Data reference: United News Network. News focus: when purchasing ingredients, you should buy the right ones and the right amount, diversify your dietary needs, and store ingredients in categories, packages, or frozen or refrigerated to maintain freshness and nutritional value. When cooking, portion the food into appropriate portions to avoid multiple heatings and loss of nutrients. Pay attention to freezing and refrigeration temperatures. Microshape the leftovers, store and heat the vegetables separately to ensure the core temperature exceeds 70 degrees Celsius, and avoid multiple heating to reduce hygiene and safety concerns. News headline: Why does Xi Jinping want to meet Ma Ying-jeou? Guo Zhengliang reveals 2 key points: K-Wens is not important enough. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Zhongtian News. News highlights: former Taiwan President Ma Ying-jeou led young students from the Daju Academy to Guangdong, Shaanxi, and Beijing in mainland China for an 11-day visit and exchange. Foreign media reported that Ma Ying-jeou is expected to hold a Ma Xi meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping on the 8th. Analysts believe that Xi Jinping has met with outgoing heads of state from other countries, but Ma Ying-jeou is not only representative but also has a clear stance, so he is qualified to meet. As for why he did not meet with Kuomintang Chairman Zhu Lailun, his position is not clear, and because K-Wens does not have enough weight, Tsai Ing-wen, who is expected to be elected president, is even less likely. News headline: OpenAI announces that ChatGPT can be used without registration. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlight: OpenAI announced that it will fully open the use of ChatGPT, and you can log in without registration to meet the needs of those who are interested in artificial intelligence but do not want to register. The information provided by users will be used for model training, but this feature can be turned off through settings to protect privacy. Create an account to enjoy more features, such as viewing history and starting voice conversations. OpenAI emphasizes that its core mission is to allow more people to experience AI. This feature will be gradually rolled out so that anyone interested in AI capabilities can use it. News headline: Fight for volume. It is rumored that the Standing Committee of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China ordered legislators to broadcast live and cut the video short. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News focus: Presumptive President Li Qiang is about to take office on May 20. Recently, he emphasized that the team needs to discuss more, and even kept an eye on the live broadcast situation at the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China, asking legislators to count the live broadcast situation. The party legislators are under great pressure and discuss live broadcast equipment and CP value with each other. Li Qiang requires the spokesperson to be exposed every day and think about mistakes if there is no space. He strengthened the defense of team policies and demanded precise speeches. In the face of a fiercely competitive political environment, Li Qiang promotes policies in a more relaxed way and strengthens communication skills as his top priority. News headline: Fake car accident, real money fraud, man passed by dropped his phone and asked for compensation. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: China Television News. News highlight: A motorcycle rider in Taipei City was robbed of money after being hit by two scammers on the sidewalk. The scammer deliberately hit the rider and then demanded compensation for the cost of repairing the phone. The victim took out 1,500 yuan to settle the matter, but later found out that he had been cheated. The scammers looked for targets in Da'an District, Zhongzheng District, and other places, and took advantage of the number of people to force the victims to pay. They defrauded the victims at least 4 times. The police have arrested 2 suspects and seized damaged mobile phones, drugs and other evidence, and will transfer them to justice. This incident warns the public to be wary of fraud tactics to avoid becoming the next victim. News headline: Actor pays tribute to Akira Toriyama by doodles after 30 years of writing. Netizens were shocked. It's amazing. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: Golden Melody King Huang Wenzing showed off his ability that he has not drawn in 30 years. He used a ball pen to scribble the characters of Dragon Ball, especially the image of Goku, and reflected on his childhood memories. Fans have praised his talent, praising his excellent painting skills and showing his versatility in more than just music and drama. News headline: Ghost Sisters skinned an innocent man for RMB 2.88 million. The website's stored value sinks deeper and deeper into the quicksand. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: Lin Nan, an engineer in New Taipei City, was defrauded through a dating app. He was led to a fraudulent website by a fake hot girl who asked for a deposit of 25,000 yuan in the name of meeting, and was deprived of nearly 3 million yuan. The platform keeps charging fees under various names, and Mr. Lin's registration fees, protection fees, etc. all failed. His $1 million car was also used in a pawn shop to raise funds. The police have been involved in the investigation and remind the public not to buy game points for making friends and to be more vigilant to avoid being deceived. News headline: Now any order of salty crispy chicken costs 200 yuan. Choking on being treated as a plate, it's better to eat at a fast food restaurant. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: The increase in electricity prices has caused concern. Netizens discussed the skyrocketing prices of fried foods such as salty crispy chicken. Some people ordered salty crispy chicken and other snacks that cost 200 yuan at checkout, which resonated. Many netizens pointed out that prices have soared and predicted that prices may be even higher in the future, reflecting the reality of the rising cost of living. News headline: Taiwanese go to Japan to enjoy cherry blossoms. Jokingly talking about the one with the jade is also here, the mysterious voice appeared on the scene. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: Japanese travel expert Lin Shibi recently went to Daigaji Temple in Kyoto to enjoy the cherry blossoms, but on the bus, she heard a Taiwanese tourist discussing that Bai's doctor was also enjoying the cherry blossoms. He was amused by this and reminded Taiwanese tourists not to miss the beautiful scenery of Daigaji Temple. News headline: Chinese companies have been repeatedly exposed for financial fraud, and the 4 major accounting firms are facing a credibility crisis. Release time: March 30, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: Evergrande was accused of inflating revenue by 560 billion yuan, and the auditing agency PricewaterhouseCoopers attracted attention. The China Securities Regulatory Commission accused Evergrande of inflating revenue and profits, but PwC did not issue a warning, which caused concern. China's Big Four accountants have been involved in fraud scandals, including Deloitte, KPMG, PricewaterhouseCoopers, etc. Their Chinese branches do not comply with U.S. supervision and refuse to provide audit papers, which calls into question the financial transparency of Chinese companies. News headline: How many aircraft does the U.S. Air Force have? How strong is the combat power? Release time: March 31, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: The U.S. Air Force has the most aircraft in the world, reaching 5,189, and ranks first in the world with a score of 242.9. Its 10 first-level commands manage different missions, including air combat, global strike, mobility, special operations, Pacific Command, European and African Command, reserves, education, training, and equipment. In addition, the U.S. Air Force has a variety of modern aircraft, including F-22, F-35, etc., emphasizing combat power integration, logistics support, and defense capabilities. News headline: Japan strengthens defense capabilities on neighboring Taiwan Islands to help the United States deter the CCP. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: Japan plans to strengthen defenses on remote islands in the southwest to counter the threat of a possible Chinese invasion of Taiwan. In recent years, military bases and troops have been deployed on islands such as Yonaguni, Miyako and Ishigaki. These measures will help the United States contain the Chinese Communist Party's actions against Taiwan and improve Japan's defense capabilities. Experts point out that bases on these islands will become an important part of Japan's defense and help deter the Chinese Communist Party from attacking Taiwan. News title: The Poet Who Knows Plum Blossoms Best. Release time: March 29, 2024. Data reference: The Epoch Times. News highlights: Plum blossoms, with their beauty of defying the frost and snow, and their subtle fragrance and sparse shadows, have become the sustenance of the integrity and feelings of literati. Scholars of the Song dynasty such as Lin Buletin, Liu, and Zhang Kui all had a special liking for plum blossoms, and Fan Chinda was a pioneer in the study of plum blossoms. He authored Fankan Plum Blossoms, which compiled plum blossom varieties into a book for the first time, establishing plum blossom status as a famous flower in the southern Song dynasty. In Fan Chinda's poems, plum blossoms often appear and are described as a cold and lonely scene. News headline: Fungus, king oyster mushroom, and pineapple tested positive for rice fermentation acid? Expert answer: Fungus in rice noodles are safe to eat. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News highlight: Bongkrecic acid was detected in the food poisoning case at Bailin Tea House, causing panic among the public. However, experts from the Agricultural Experimental Institute of the Ministry of Agriculture clarified that the toxin has nothing to do with rice, but is secreted by a specific type of pathogenic bacteria. Taiwan: There are no related diseases in the environment. Orizozoic acid produced by Burkholderia gladioli subtype is usually associated with specific food conditions, such as coconut meat, and has nothing to do with common crops in Taiwan. It is recommended to name it coconut acid instead of rice acid. People can eat rice with confidence. News headline: Black fungus in cabbage lost. High fiber vegetable competition: The most fiber can also reduce bad cholesterol and triglycerides. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Health 2.0. News focus: High fiber vegetables can help prevent constipation and colorectal cancer. Per 100 grams of vegetables, perilla contains the highest fiber, 8.8 grams, followed by black fungus, 7.4 grams, kelp sprouts, 6.1 grams, burdock, bitter melon, purple cauliflower, etc. are also good choices. Adults should consume no less than 25 grams of dietary fiber daily, and children should add 5 grams based on their age. In addition to being high in fiber, perilla also contains nutrients such as calcium and potassium, which can help lower blood lipids and triglycerides and promote health. News headline: Police Department's Baokai Corps continues to protect Taiwan's mountains and forests. Release time: March 29, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Taiwan has one of the islands with the highest density of mountains in the world, but illegal logging of forests is causing serious harm. The police department cooperated with the forestry department and other units to implement smart technology investigations and successfully disrupted many illegal logging groups, including large-scale illegal logging criminal groups spanning Nantou, Chi, and Kaohsiung. Effectively combat illegal logging through technological means such as drones and monitoring systems. In addition, strengthening supervision of places where stolen goods are easily sold and increasing heavy penalties are also important strategies to prevent illegal logging. Protecting precious forest trees requires the joint efforts of the entire population, and we must refuse to purchase wood products of unknown origin to protect state-owned mountains and forests. News headline: There are many disputes over the registration of borrowed names for buying and selling real estate. Professional scriveners teach you self-protection tips. Release time: October 13, 2023. Data reference, Vision Magazine. News highlight, the key to maintaining a good cooperative relationship between investors and investors lies in clear rules of the game. It is recommended that both parties sign a lending name registration agreement or go through trust registration to clearly define rights and obligations and prevent disputes. The agreement should include matters such as property disposal and performance of obligations to protect the rights and interests of both parties. Trust registration can better avoid debt and inheritance issues and reduce transfer costs. Through clear agreements and trust arrangements, we can maintain long-term and stable cooperative relationships and avoid future disputes. News headline, is it correct to not speak ill of others in the workplace? This company has a rule that it's okay to say bad things. Release time, January 19, 2024. Data reference, Vision Magazine. News highlights, building a culture of openness and honesty is critical. Even if you face the shortcomings of others, you should face them directly, but never accuse them secretly. When criticizing, use I as the subject to express personal feelings and expectations rather than directly blaming others. This type of communication can avoid misunderstandings, promote good interpersonal relationships, and maintain an above-board corporate atmosphere. News headline, is the child suspected of being hyperactive? Psychologist, don't ignore the possibility of change. Release time, February 21, 2024. Data reference, Vision Magazine. News highlights, the word suspected implies that the child's condition is not yet clear and requires further observation and evaluation. Parents should take it seriously, but also understand its malleability and actively participate in early treatment and support programs. Educational units should provide appropriate support and respect parents' decisions. Most importantly, don't forget that the suspicious child is still a unique and precious individual who needs our full attention and support. News headline, Bale and Tea House's knives and chopping boards were suspected to contain rice fermentation acid? Tan Dun CI teaches cleaning and maintenance tips for knives and chopping boards. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Health 2.0. News highlights, maintaining hygiene in the kitchen, especially cutting boards and knives, is crucial. Wash cutting boards immediately after use, protect wooden cutting boards with cooking oil, and disinfect them regularly with salt, vinegar, or baking soda. Never mix raw and cooked food, and regularly scald with hot water and soak in salt water to disinfect cutting boards. Knives should be cleaned entirely and have thermoplastic or stainless steel handles. Perform regular maintenance. If cracks, mold or black spots are found, replace them in time. News headline, 84-year-old Shen Fuqiang is shockingly rumored to have passed out in the gym. Didn't eat breakfast and didn't bring water. Doctor, 2 situations are fatal. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Health 2.0. News highlights, 84-year-old former legislator Shen Fuqiang collapsed in the gym because he skipped breakfast and failed to carry fluids before exercising. Doctors point out that dehydration and hypoglycemia are extremely dangerous. Shen Fuqiang said that fainting was due to lack of blood and reminded the elderly to pay attention to safety when exercising. Experts recommend eating a small amount of starch before exercise and choosing fitness equipment suitable for older adults. Exercise is good for health, but safety comes first. Personal conditions and appropriate exercise methods need to be carefully considered. News headline, poisonous dried tofu enters the market. 2. Winning bids in traditional markets. It's best to do this before cooking dried beans. Release time, March 28, 2024. Data reference, Health 2.0. News highlights, the new Taipei City Health Bureau announced the latest food inspection results. A total of 5 items of food were unqualified, including 3 items of dried tofu, 1 item of American green apple and 1 item of coriander. Substandard dried tofu was found to have excessive preservatives and bleach, which may cause gastrointestinal discomfort. American green apples were found to contain pesticide residues, and cilantro was found to contain banned pesticides. Business operators should abide by food safety regulations. Consumers should rinse and soak dried tofu before eating it, and open the lid when cooking to reduce the impact of residues on health. News headline, warning for even going abroad under false pretenses. Whooping cough surges 23-fold increase in China. 3-month-old baby girl contracted COVID-19 plus whooping cough. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights, the whooping cough epidemic has increased sharply in many countries around the world recently. The CDC reminds people traveling during the Qingming festival holiday, especially infants and young children, to complete basic vaccinations. The latest case of whooping cough in China was announced in a 3-month-old girl. She only received the first dose of the 5-in-1 vaccine. She later went to the hospital due to coughing and other symptoms and was found to be diagnosed with the new coronavirus and was complicated by bronchopneumonia. The CDC emphasizes that pertussis vaccination is the most effective prevention method, and reminds the public to assess their vaccination needs before traveling to endemic areas, Be sure to wear a mask and avoid crowded places, and seek medical advice as soon as possible if suspected symptoms occur. News headline: Tesla becomes the target of Chinese new energy vehicle manufacturer Xie. I'm afraid the situation is over. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: In recent years, the rise of China's electric vehicle market has created competitive pressure on Tesla. Xie pointed out that China's new energy vehicle manufacturers have emerged, sales figures of BYD and other companies have soared, and Tesla is facing challenges. He mentioned that after Musk handed over production technology to China, China's new energy vehicles developed rapidly and the product price advantage was significant. Xie warned that the price competitiveness of manufacturing in China will be severely impacted and the electric vehicle market may quickly collapse. He called on Taiwanese industries to pay attention to technological thresholds and avoid falling into the red ocean of price competition. News headline: Buffett's purchase of TSMC is fake news. Financial internet celebrities' April Fool's Day joke got into trouble. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: April Fool's Day in the United States caused a stir in the investment community. Internet celebrity Moore shared false news that Buffett bought back TSMC shares and misled the market. Morgan Stanley Stark later apologized and admitted that he had fabricated the news for himself and denied that any trading behavior was related to TSMC. This move has aroused doubts from the outside world and may violate the law. Looking back on the past, Musk also saw Tesla's stock price plummet. April Fool's Day jokes should be made with caution to avoid affecting market stability. News headline: Don't be too busy for bulls and don't be too panic for shorts. Retired professor's tips for saving $3.5 million in annual dividends. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: The investment community is in an uproar. Retired Professor Xie has been making steady profits from stock deposits for more than 20 years. This year he received dividends of $3.5 million, and the value of his shares increased to $60 million, demonstrating his investment philosophy. He insists on choosing good companies with stable dividends and a yield rate of more than 5%. If he enters the market before ex-dividend, he can get double dividends. When the companies he held were underperforming, he decisively sold them and looked for other companies with potential. Xie success has verified the feasibility of the stock-saving strategy, emphasizing the importance of long-term holding and paying attention to cash flow. News headline: Super crazy Abai rides a mini front-wheel motorcycle on the road. Insiders exclaimed, something happened. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlights: A male rider sparked heated debate by converting his motorcycle into a super mini with a front wheel, and the video was widely shared online. Netizens speculated that the vehicle might have been involved in an accident. The repairman pointed out that the vehicle was indeed damaged and the modification was extremely unsafe. Although some people think the modification is cool, the police warn that this is illegal and may face fines. Netizens hold different opinions on this, some have serious discussions, and some have light-hearted ridicule. News headline: Twice Sana lost weight from a chubby girl to a 45 kilograms fairy. The weight loss textbook written by South Korea's #1 fisherman is an absolute must-read. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yahoo News. News highlight: Twice member Sana shares her weight loss secrets. She takes a bath before important shooting to promote blood circulation, and eats dinner early to avoid edema. Diet before important events, sometimes eating only 8 small tomatoes. She likes to eat berries, acai bowls as alternative snacks, and wears compression stockings to avoid edema. In addition, she does spa massage, Pilates exercises and drinks fruit vinegar with sparkling water. Most importantly, Sana reminds you not to put too much pressure on yourself to lose weight, but to find a suitable and sustainable method. News headline: Help children invest. There are 270,000 children's stock investors in Taiwan, and parents prefer these 10 ETFs and individual stocks. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: On the eve of Children's Day, the number of children under the age of 12 in Taiwan continues to increase, and the per capita inventory amount exceeds 370,000 yuan. Parents incorporate financial management into their children's growth plans and invest more in stable ETFs, such as Cathay Pacific High Dividend Perpetual, Yuantai High Dividend, etc. Although ETFs are the main focus, investment in individual stocks is also popular, especially leading blue-chip stocks such as TSMC. Both whole share and fractional share investments are favored, showing parents care and planning for their children's future. News headline: Huang Rongsun relies on anti-traditional leadership to lead Huida to the top. Release time: April 1, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Jensen Huang is known for his unconventional management, trusting his team's autonomy, encouraging email status reports, and insisting on no formal long-term planning. He plays a leadership role in the technology community, continues to invest in GPUs, shares failure experiences, and emphasizes that tolerance of failure is related to innovation. His unique management style demonstrates the importance of innovative leadership and reminds us that there is no standard formula for success. News headline: Ma Yingzhi visits mainland China and will visit Huanghuagong to trace the revolutionary footprints of the founding fathers. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlights: Ma Yingzhi visited the mainland twice and chose to worship his ancestors during the Qingming festival. The first time he recalled his family ancestors, and the second time he recalled the ancestors of the Chinese nation and the martyrs of the Republic of China, symbolizing the journey to the Republic of China. The itinerary covers the Huanghuagong Martyrs Cemetery and the convening site of the National Congress of the Kuomintang, showing the important footprints of the Chinese Kuomintang in the history of the mainland. Huanghuagong represents the Chinese Revolution, while the venue where the National Congress of the Kuomintang convenes symbolizes the development of democracy. Ma Yingzhi led students to have an in-depth understanding of the history of the Republic of China and guided them to think about the value of democracy. News headline: Supervisors follow 3 major principles to relieve employees from adhering to SOP seals. Release time: March 28, 2024. Data reference: Vision Magazine. News highlight: Supervisors should coordinate results management and process management to promote cross-department communication. Cultivate supervisors' pioneering learning abilities so that internally promoted supervisors can better understand employees' majors and become process innovators. Design multifunctional jobs to prevent employees from getting stuck on instruments and promote innovation. Companies need to adopt a dynamic and capability attitude and challenge leaders' communication and leadership in goal and process management. News headline: A black man with big teeth accused of sexual harassment was asked for compensation and almost couldn't think of it. He was severely depressed and refused to eat Stinos. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: Artist Dai revealed that he was sexually assaulted by a black man last year and was first sued for 10 million, and then charged with criminal aggravated defamation. Under the pressure, he fell into severe depression and wanted to end his life many times. Thanks to my husband for supporting me, I have already spent millions on the lawsuit and are still actively pursuing the case. She called on victims not to be afraid, seek professional counseling, and jointly support the Me Too movement. News headline: Well-known actress hooked up with a married male star. Her good image even surprised the paparazzi. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: Lu Yura shared showbiz gossip on 11 O'Clock Shop and revealed that a sweet actress often hooks up with married male stars, even if they have a good image. Actresses look silly and sweet on the surface, but in reality they show off their subtleties towards the one they like, such as falling on top of the male star while laughing, asking him to help with zippering, etc. This scandal was exposed because the actress liked to chat with the staff in private. After the news came out, the show's guest paparazzi Gashi was surprised by the actress's identity. News headline: She had an abortion during just a routine prenatal checkup. Hospital admits wrong person, pregnant woman loses 4-month-old fetus. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: A tragedy occurred at the Brookhav University Hospital in Prague, the Czech capital. An Asian pregnant woman who was 4 months pregnant was mistakenly identified and had a uterine curettage surgery performed without her consent, resulting in the death of the fetus. This error occurred because the hospital failed to verify the patient's identity internally and violated standard operating procedures. Although those involved in the case reported communication difficulties, the medical authorities emphasized that strict compliance with SOPs can avoid such incidents. The hospital has apologized to the family and offered compensation, and the doctor involved has been suspended. News headline: Japan's Princess Aiko goes to work. On the concept of marriage, it would be great to be like the Emperor and Empress of Japan. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Yiping News Network. News highlights: The 22-year-old Princess Aiko, the only daughter of Emperor Naruhito, officially started working at the Japanese Red Cross Society yesterday as an informal employee. She said she had been influenced by the royal mission since she was a child and wanted to share the joys and sorrows with the people, so she became interested in volunteer work. Aiko will be responsible for cultivating a youth volunteer group at the Red Cross Society and expressed her nervousness and expectations for the new job. Regarding marriage, Aiko said that it is still far away at the moment, but she hopes that the future relationship can bring smiles to each other and be grateful for every encounter. News headline: Admitted to hospital in emergency room due to severe pain. 42-year-old Li Yu can't stand up, there are black spots on his liver. Doctor reveals the worst case scenario. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News Network. News highlight, 42-year-old artist Li Yu was once a children's program host and later moved into theater performances. Active in variety shows, and runs a YouTube channel and dance studio. However, yesterday, a photo of the hospital was suddenly posted. He was diagnosed with acute hepatitis, black spots appeared on his liver, and required hospitalization. Although it happened to be April Fool's Day, he said it was not a joke. Fans sent their blessings and called for a good rest and a speedy recovery. News headline, Tang Kengshensi narrowly escaped being exposed by the unwritten rules of host Big Brother and revealed the other party's true identity. The whole inside story is told. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News Network. News highlights, Tang Kongsheng shared in long life sister that he once visited the home of a senior in the entertainment industry, but found that the other person only wore a bath towel to entertain him. At first, I mistakenly thought that I would be hidden, but later I found out that it was a misunderstanding. It turned out to be Kong Kong, and he revealed the eldest brother's humor style. News headline, there was an accident at the restaurant. Actor's hot wife was burned by a whole pot of hot soup poured over her body. Horrifying footage revealed. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News Network. News highlights, Du Chun's wife Wang Qin suffered burns from her arms to her collarbone and thighs due to a faulty pot in the restaurant. The entire pot of soup spilled on her left side. Fortunately, the children were not affected. We would like to remind everyone not to sit at the serving table, especially children, pregnant women, and the elderly. Netizens expressed concern and suggested seeking medical treatment in time, saying that luckily the child was not with her. News headline, Dejen had a KTV fight 6 years ago. The inside story of the disastrous show is exposed and I blame Wu Shanru, your position was originally mine. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News Network. News highlights, comedian Dejen talked about how he lost his job after responding to the KTV incident and Little Star Big Follower. He hinted that because his remarks were interpreted, he said to his wife Wu Shanru, Sandy, the position you are in now was originally mine. Sandy was surprised after hearing this. Dagan explained that he was expressing bitterness in the show, but was misunderstood by the production unit. Wu Zongxian encouraged that small incidents often have a big impact and mentioned the Maihusa case as a warning. News headline, the villain retreats. 3 zodiac signs on Qingming Festival eliminate the 3 evils to get rid of bad luck. Sagittarius destroys difficult natural enemies. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News Network. News highlights, according to numerology expert teacher Xiao Meng, the ranking of zodiac signs that bring positive energy during the Qingming Festival is as follows. Ranked 3rd is Sagittarius. They can use the power of others to eliminate villains in the past and solve difficult opponents. Ranked 2nd is Gemini, whose health conditions will improve and they will be able to find good doctors to treat long-term or sudden illnesses, which will also help them lose weight. Ranked 1st is Aries, they will be in a good mood, be able to get rid of past mental damage, restore a positive attitude, and gradually get rid of negative emotions. News headline, Baolin's substitute chef has rice fermented acid. Wang Bishan, tested at home. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, the latest developments in the Baolin tea house food poisoning case show that the chef's hands tested positive for rice fermentation acid, but no toxin was found on the chopping board and knives, which aroused the curiosity of doctors. Wang Bishan, Deputy Minister of the Ministry of Health and Welfare, revealed that samples had been taken from the house of the substitute chef surnamed Hu to test for Burkholderia gladioli. Taipei City Health Director Chen Yanyuan said that the presence of toxins in hand tests was direct evidence. Experts pointed out that the chef's hands may have come into contact with contaminated ingredients and further investigation is needed. Yan Zonghai, Director of the Toxicology Department of Lingkao Chonggung Memorial Hospital, suggested expanding the scope of biological samples to include hematuria testing. An inventory of tea houses and chefs' homes was conducted in the hope of finding the source of food poisoning. News headline, only chefs have rice fermented acid on their hands, Gout is suspected of second-degree contact infection. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, in the Baolin tea house food poisoning case, experts questioned the fact that rice fermentation acid was only detected in the chef's hand samples. Forensic Dr. Gao Dachin speculated that the chef might have been contaminated when he rearranged the ingredients after learning of the incident. He recommends re-examining chopping boards and knives to identify areas of higher concentration and infer the source of the toxins. Other experts believe that there may be an oversight in the sampling method and suggest re-examination to eliminate uncertainties. Due to insufficient understanding of orozoic acid, its survival mode and impact are still unclear. Relevant units need to continue to clarify the case to resolve the mystery. News headline, Aerial camera captured Erden Island. The Ministry of Finance and Defense said it was backlighting. Chu Qiuachen, disagree. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, Chinese internet celebrities used drones to take aerial photos of Erden Island in Kinmen twice in a row to provoke the Taiwanese military. The Kinmen Defense Department failed to detect the backlight in time, causing controversy. Defense Minister Chu Qiuachen expressed his disagreement with this statement and demanded accountability. Although the second shooting was farther away, it still clearly showed the facilities on the island. The Ministry of Finance claimed that it was a grey zone intrusion and had strengthened concealment and asked officers and soldiers to be more vigilant. People are worried that this move may cause security risks and call on the government to strengthen containment measures. News headline, the list of winning invoices from January to February is announced. A lucky person only spent 30 yuan to win tens of millions. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, the Taxation Administration of the Ministry of Finance announced the winning numbers of unified invoices from January to February, including 12 special prizes worth 10 million yuan and 14 special prizes worth 2 million yuan. Surprisingly, 7 of the tens of millions of grand prizes were invoiced for less than 100 yuan, including 30 yuan spent on Google Play and 31 yuan purchased at the Taitung Farmers Association. In addition, a special prize invoice was spent at Uni President Supermarket in Central and Western District of Tainan City for NT $35, and another lucky winner only paid NT $36 for Uber Eats delivery fee to win the prize. These examples illustrate the amazing coincidences of winning the lottery and the luck inherent in small purchases. News headline, Chinese independent rock band Huishundan posted a post about Taiwan, China, and the Taiwan Festival announced the cancellation of the group's performance. Internet praise, handsome and miserable. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, Chinese independent rock band Huishundan originally planned to hold a heart tour concert in Taiwan, but they announced on social media yesterday that from Guangxi to Taiwan, China, see you tomorrow in Taipei. Although the post has been deleted, the article sparked widespread discussion. The Taiwan Festival subsequently announced the cancellation of the Rejuvenation Pill performance, which attracted praise from many netizens. Some netizens expressed support for cancelling the performance and believed that Taiwan should not invite bands that disrespect Taiwan. This incident caused heated discussions on social media. News headline, you can enjoy cherry blossoms without going out. Beautiful remake of Line's Sakura Rain with Easter eggs included in the scene. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Television News. News highlights, Line has launched the Secret Cherry Blossom Viewing special effect, allowing users to enjoy the beautiful cherry blossom rain in the chat room, adding a spring atmosphere. This special effect is limited to today until April 5, and you must ensure that the Line version you use meets the requirements. In addition, users can also apply cherry blossom related themes, stickers, etc. to their personal profiles to create their own spring atmosphere. If you don't see the special effects, you can try to reopen Line or confirm whether the special effects are turned on. Users can also turn off special effects at any time to meet the needs of different occasions. News headline, Taiwan Strait War breaks out, Tsai Ing-wen runs away, rumors arise again. Lin Yujin, don't trust China's cognitive warfare. Release time, April 2, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, Taiwan Democratic Progressive Party legislator Lin Yujin called on the public not to believe in cognitive warfare from China, pointing out that Chinese media had spread unconfirmed reports in June 2021, claiming that Taiwan President Tsai Ing-wen planned to flee if a cross-strait war breaks out. Taiwan, this move is false information spread by Chinese state media. She criticized some members of the KMT for still disregarding the facts and supporting this rumor even after it spread. Lin Yujin emphasized that China's cognitive warfare has become the focus of attention from all countries, and Taiwanese should have better media literacy to identify and reject false information. News headline, Japan spends heavily to build a national chip team, Rapidus received nearly NT $200 million in subsidies. Release time, April 2, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights, in order to revitalize the semiconductor industry, the Japanese government has increased subsidies for its own joint venture, Rapidus, with a subsidy amount of up to 920 billion yen, approximately more than NT $190 billion, to support the construction of factories in Hokkaido. Rapidus is a joint venture between several major Japanese manufacturers and plans to mass-produce 2nm chips in 2027. It is regarded as a potential competitor of TSMC. At the same time, the Japanese government has also generously supported TSMC's new factory in Kumamoto, with a subsidy amount of up to 1.2 trillion yen. News headline, TSMC surges by 20 yuan. The market benefits from hitting new highs, experts reveal strong stocks and entry time. Release time, April 2, 2024. Information reference, FTV News. News highlights: although the Qingming Festival holiday is approaching, the Taiwan stock market continues to be active, and many investors have changed from their original wait-and-see attitude to active participation. Today, Taiwan stocks once again hit a new high record, with trading volume reaching 406.7 billion, and the closing index stood at 20,466 points, a surge of 244 points. Analyst Zhang Jinwei pointed out that large-cap stocks such as TSMC and Honghai have performed strongly, and TSMC is even more optimistic about breaking through the 1,000 yuan mark. She suggested that investors can enter the market at the appropriate time, but also reminded not to chase highs but to wait for a retracement before entering the market. News headline: quantification is extremely difficult. The rice yeast acid toxin in the hands of Bailin chefs is smaller than TSMC chips. National Taiwan University Forensic Medicine Institute, first seen in 30 years. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights: there is the latest development in the large-scale food poisoning case at Bailin Tea House. The chef's hand test showed positive for rice fermentation acid. Associate Professor and Director of the Institute of Forensic Medicine at National Taiwan University, Ong Deyi, pointed out that origin is a toxin with a very low quantitative level, about 1 nanogram per milliliter, which is smaller than that of chip manufacturing. She also mentioned that the current detection limit is 0.2 nanograms per milliliter, describing this value as dividing a teaspoon of salt into 100 parts. Ong Deyi said that it is reasonable for the toxin to exist on the hands of chefs, and called for the establishment of stricter food safety procedures. She also emphasized that the Food and Drug Administration is working hard to culture the bacteria to formulate more appropriate standard operating procedures. News headline: first in 50 years. The 27-year-old pretty girl is appointed as the squadron leader of the Taichung Hong Kong Police Corps. She has a lot of background. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights: since the establishment of the Taichung Port Police Corps in 1973, all squadron commanders have been men. Recently, the South Jet Squadron has undergone historic changes. The first female squadron leader, Zhu Yuli, took over the position, becoming the first female squadron leader of the Taichung Hong Kong Police Corps in more than 50 years. Zhu Yuli is a graduate of the 85th class of the Administrative Police Department of the Central Police University. She once served as the squad leader of the 1st Security Police Corps of the Police Department of the Ministry of Interior and has performed well in many jobs. Captain Cai Yanming expressed his expectation that Captain Zhu can use his talents to strengthen ties with friendly military units in the port area, promote community policing, and jointly maintain security in the port area. News headline: the Bailin case is not limited to A13. Wang Bishan revealed that he went somewhere to collect 14 environmental samples and restore the investigation time sequence. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights: the latest developments in the Bailin Tea House poisoning case in Taipei City show that on March 30, the CDC and the Food and Drug Administration jointly cooperated with the prosecutors to conduct environmental sampling somewhere, but the location was not A13, and a total of 14 samples were collected. Wang Bishan, Deputy Director of the Ministry of Health and Welfare, explained that this sampling was not a breakthrough, but was just a suggestion to the prosecutors. Actual sampling does not guarantee that the target substance can be cultured, so the prosecutor's investigation procedures must be respected. The case is still ongoing, so no further details can be disclosed at the moment. Wang Bishan emphasized that the purpose of sampling is to restore the process of producing rice yeast acid toxin. In addition, Wang Bishan posted an explanation on Facebook about the inspection of ingredients and environment in the Bailin case, which mentioned the inspections at various stages, including the inspection results on March 24 and March 26. News headline: food poisoning also broke out in Taichung restaurants and bars. He even vomited out bile. Number of people affected revealed. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Zhongtian News. News highlights: a well-known Italian restaurant in Taichung, Jinhijin.her, reported that several customers were suspected of having food poisoning, which aroused public concern. According to reports, 2 of the customers developed nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, diarrhea and other symptoms after eating. Some even vomited to the point where bile came out. Currently, 2 of them have gone to the hospital for medical treatment. The Taichung City Health Bureau has launched an investigation and required the restaurant to improve a series of hygiene issues before April 4. Relevant environmental and food residue samples have been sent for inspection, and inspection results are expected to be issued within 2 weeks. News headline: Wang Weishong's mentor Zheng Yingjun passed away suddenly at the age of 67 in Taitung. He only took over as head coach of Gaoyuan last month. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, TVBS News. News highlights: veteran baseball coach Zheng Yingjun died suddenly in a hotel on the eve of the Jiyuan Industrial and Commercial Baseball Team game at the age of 67. Coach Zheng has worked hard at the grassroots level for many years and has trained many famous professional baseball players. He recently took over as the head coach of the Jiyuan Industrial and Commercial Baseball Team. Although his physical condition has been troubled by high blood pressure and other diseases, he still actively participates in the team's training and games. In this regard, Coach Zheng's son said that his family was dealing with funeral arrangements and the team's game plan had to be postponed. Former Daewon pitcher Lin Huaqing was shocked by the death of Coach Zheng, saying that the coach was communicating with the coaches yesterday, but he did not expect to find out that the coach passed away suddenly this morning. News headline: 0 negative reviews for male star Little Santang's opponent. Leaked photos from the sky reveal 5 clues from Gothic's mouth. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlights: the recent incident of actor Zhu Xianyang cheating on Wu Zhouyuan, Julia, has triggered a heated discussion about cheating in the entertainment industry. Well-known paparazzi Gashi revealed that during the investigation, he discovered that a certain A-career actor actually had a mistress across the street from his residence, and he had successfully hidden it from the main palace for many years. After 7 years of investigation, it was discovered that the mistress got drunk during a drinking party and accidentally revealed her relationship with the male star, and showed her bed photos as evidence. The exposure of this incident exposed the male star's stealing behavior and aroused widespread attention and discussion. Gashi revealed 5 major clues, which triggered heated discussions and speculations among the audience. News headline: Daya is crying. I was so melancholy that I lost weight and became inhuman. I burst into tears and choked with sobs. What should I do if I lose the lawsuit? Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News highlights: last year, Daya accused Chen Jianzhou of attempted sexual assault during a business trip 11 years ago. Instead, the other party demanded 10 million yuan in compensation. The case was concluded at the end of the year. Daya has now returned to work and serves as the annual initiative ambassador of the Heart-to-Heart Rehabilitation Project. In an interview, she revealed that she was under tremendous pressure after the incident, her weight dropped to 48 kilograms, and she even had thoughts of committing suicide. Thanks to the support of my husband, relatives, and friends, I recognized my inner illness and began to receive treatment. She went to Hong Kong to file a sexual harassment lawsuit, and the lawsuit is still ongoing. Through it all, she is grateful that her husband has always been by her side to support her. News headline: Be careful when eating. Frequently using this container may cause cancer. Experts teach 4 tips to improve in diet to help detoxify. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: TVBS News. News focus: environmental hormones are external chemical substances that may enter the human body through food, containers, etc., causing interference to the endocrine system, and may lead to breast cancer, abnormal endometrial hyperplasia and other diseases. To stay away from environmental hormones, choose the right containers, bring your own eco-friendly cutlery, dispose of waste properly, and maintain a balanced and healthy diet. Peng Yishan suggested starting from daily life, such as bringing your own environmentally friendly tableware and choosing environmentally friendly cleaning products, to reduce the chance of exposure to chemical substances and protect the environment at the same time. News headline: A 7-year-old Australian boy made hundreds of thousands in seconds after picking up a 14.5-carat sapphire at his doorstep. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Mirror News. News highlight: Riley Betteridge, a 7-year-old boy in Queensland, Australia, found a 14.5-carat sapphire near the door of his home, estimated to be worth at least 5,000 to 10,000 Australian dollars. Since his parents ran a gem business in the mining area, he was influenced since childhood and has a keen ability to identify ores. This is the second time in his life that he has found a gem, and it will be up to him to decide what to do with it. It is expected that this discovery will bring him a wonderful experience, and netizens are also amazed by his talent and luck. News headline: Ma said the 1992 consensus will prevent cross-strait war. K wins: this cannot be the only way. Release time: April 2, 2024. Data reference: Mirror News. News highlights: on the second day of former President Ma Ying-jeou's visit to China, Song Tao, director of the Taiwan Affairs Office of the State Council, accompanied him to visit Shenzhen Bid Company this morning, 2nd. Whether the second meeting between Ma and Xi will be held on April 8 has also attracted attention. However, at the dinner party yesterday, when meeting Song Tao, Ma Ying-jeou claimed that during the 8 years in power, no one thought that there would be a war between the two sides. This is the best manifestation of the function of the 1992 consensus. Now it has triggered a blue-green debate. K Wen, chairman of the People's Party Zhe also said that it cannot be said that only the 1992 consensus is the way to avoid war between the two sides of the Taiwan Strait. We always have to find a way. News headline, even more ridiculous than Yi Beihong's case. He was slacking off in prison but still got full marks and was paroled. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Mirror News. News focus, Wu Zheming, an inmate at Taiyuan prison in Taitung, successfully met the parole threshold for tampering with his parole score and watered his homework score to a full score of 4 points. However, he caused dissatisfaction by folding only 4 paper lotuses and folding them at work. The inmates pointed out that Wu obviously did not work seriously but received high marks, and even received favorable comments from a correctional teacher, which aroused dissatisfaction and suspicion among other inmates. After the incident was exposed, relevant units received reports and will further investigate whether Wu Zheming obtained parole by falsifying scores. News headline, visiting his former residence, Ma Yingzhe quizzed the commentator on the spot, what size did Mr. Sun Yat-sen wear his shoes? Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Times News Network. News highlights, former President Ma Yingzhe led a delegation to visit the former residence of Dr. Sun Yat-sen and expressed his deep admiration and moved by Sun Yat-sen. He emphasized that Sun Yat-sen's revolutionary ideas were crucial to China's development and cross-strait relations, and called on people on both sides of the strait to work together to achieve peace and prosperity. Sun Yat-sen's former residence is located in Zhongshan City, Guangdong Province. It was built during the Guangxu period of the Qing dynasty. It is a 2-story building that combines Chinese and Western styles. The interior of the former residence displays furniture and desks used by Sun Yat-sen himself, displaying his life trajectory and revolutionary deeds. In 1988, it was announced as the third batch of National Key Cultural Relics Protection Units by the Mainland State Council. News headline, doctors reveal 4 daily behaviors that harm sperm and 2 actions may cause infertility if swallowing heavy metals. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, China Times News Network. News highlights, urologist Wang Jiansheng pointed out that 4 major bad behaviors in daily life may lead to infertility, including excessive smoking and alcohol abuse, abnormal work and rest, external environmental factors and drugs and harmful substances. These factors may reduce sperm motility and quality, thereby affecting fertility. In addition, a lack of water, calcium, magnesium, zinc, folic acid, selenium, high-quality protein, and vitamin C, D, E and other nutrients in the diet may also affect sperm health. Therefore, paying attention to lifestyle habits and a balanced diet are crucial to maintaining reproductive health. News headline, have you applied for a new Qing'an household? 1 out of every 3 households has a new Qing'an household with a mortgage loan of 264 billion yuan. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Zhuheng.com. News highlights, the new Qing'an policy provides quite favorable housing loan conditions, including a maximum loan of 10 million yuan, a grace period of up to 5 years, and a repayment period of up to 40 years. Coupled with low interest rates after subsidies, Shenzhen popular with first-time buyers. According to statistics, the number of Xingqing'an loan applications in the 4th quarter of 2023 was approximately 18,000, showing its popularity. The government once again subsidized half of the interest rate increase, which widened the interest rate difference between Xingqing'an mortgages and ordinary mortgages, further highlighting their preferential nature. It can be seen from statistical loan approval data that the number of approved loans and the amount of loans have been increasing since September last year, which shows the market's stable confidence in Xingqing'an. News headline, this round of semiconductor cycle may be far beyond imagination. Release time, April 1, 2024. Data reference, Zhuheng.com. News highlights, HBM technology plays a key role in the AI server field and has become the focus of market competition. The 3 major storage giants, SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron, occupy 90% of the HBM market. Among them, SK Hynix leads the technology development and plans to mass-produce HBM4. Samsung continues to invest a lot of money in expanding production, and it is expected that HBM production will double in 2025. This technological development may bring about changes in the ecological structure of the semiconductor industry, which will have an important impact on the China-South Korea Semiconductor Index and deserves continued attention. News headline, investment banks are almost unanimously bearish on Tesla as a growth company that has no growth. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Zhuheng.com. News highlights, 2024 is not looking good for Tesla, with its stock price down nearly 30% and more than $230 billion in market value evaporated. 3 investment banks have lowered Tesla's target price. Wells Fargo said it has become a growth company without growth, while Wedbush Securities pointed out that first quarter performance was sluggish and deliveries in China declined. Bernstein believes that Tesla's growth in the next 2 years will be tepid and its stock valuation is unreasonably high. Investors are losing patience with the company's leadership but remain confident in its fully self-driving technology. News headline, there are only wild birds and salt fields here, but there is a shortage of good teachers? Tainan University spent 7 years disrupting. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Vision Magazine. News highlights, Tainan University has successfully solved the problem of rural education in Kigu, mainly through measures such as cultivating local teachers, providing on-site tutoring services, establishing a teacher community platform, and promoting cross-regional cooperation and exchanges. Through the efforts of the cross-disciplinary team, rural educational resources in the Kigu area have been effectively improved, which has improved the local learning environment and attracted more outstanding teachers to participate. In addition, Tainan University also cooperates with NGOs to strengthen environmental education and international perspective, enhance students' awareness and literacy of local ecological conservation, and inject new vitality and motivation into rural education. News headline, Ma Yingzhi visits mainland China and will visit Sun Yat-sen University opposite. It was originally a century-old institution founded by the Founding Fathers. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Vision Magazine. News highlights, Sun Yat-sen University is a university founded by the Founding Father Sun Yat-sen. Its origins can be traced back to the National Guangdong University established in 1924. Located in Guangzhou, China, the school is a comprehensive university with excellent faculty and multiple subject areas. The school's medical school is particularly famous and has outstanding performance in the fields of basic medicine and clinical medicine. In addition, Sun Yat-sen University's philosophy, ecology, business administration, and other disciplines are also highly regarded. The school's rigorous teaching and open-mindedness have attracted many important figures in politics and academia to communicate and give lectures. Sun Yat-sen University ranks among the best among mainland universities and has made great contributions to education and academics in South China. News headline, Knowledge cannot be monetized, cognitive ability. Release time, March 29, 2024. Data reference, Vision Magazine. News focus, in the era of knowledge economy, transforming knowledge into practical benefits requires thinking, and cognitive sublimation is the key. Knowledge needs to be internalized into self-awareness and verified and sublimated through practice before it can be transformed into personal value. Not only must we understand the world, but we must also change the world with our knowledge. Online sharing platforms are on the rise, but the real value lies in the improvement of awareness, not tools and technology. Investment cognition is the most valuable, and cognition can be sublimated through learning, investment, and practice. The important thing is not to accumulate knowledge, but to choose learning that can enhance cognition and let it go to practice. Only in this way can cognition be truly transformed into personal value. News headline, New Jeans Taiwan production company apologized. Admitting mistakes and taking responsibility. South Korea didn't know about it. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Ida Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, South Korean girl group New Jeans' first MV shooting in Taiwan caused controversy. Taiwanese production company Thunder Palace Production apologized, clarifying that South Korea had no knowledge and paid reasonable fees, and promised to remind them to comply with the law in the future. The apology statement emphasized that it was deeply sorry for those affected and would take care to avoid similar misunderstandings in order to maintain a good cooperative relationship. News headline, Han Shaoxi once again posted a message saying, "From now on, I will only follow the path of flowers." Collaboration with Ryu Junyal on Charm confirmed to be scrapped. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Ida Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, South Korean actors Ryu Junyal and Han Shaohee ended their short-lived romance because they could not withstand the pressure of external public opinion. The couple's new film Charm, which they originally expected to collaborate on, may be scrapped, and the production company has stopped discussions with the two about starring in it. The plot of the movie is adapted from a popular online comic. It was initially announced that Ryu Junyal and Han Shaoxi would star in the movie, which aroused positive responses from netizens. After the two broke up, Han Shaoxi once again updated Instagram and posted a beautiful pictorial photo, expressing that from now on I will only follow the path of flowers. Ryu Junyal also updated his post for the first time after the relationship crisis, hoping that they can get out of the predicament as soon as possible. News headline, Song Shiun admitted that he was forcibly transferred to another school due to school violence. Hard talking, it has nothing to do with the slapping incident. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Ida Day Starlight Cloud. News highlights, South Korean actress Song Se-yoon was exposed for school violence. The company responded by admitting that she was forced to transfer in high school because of this, but denied that it was related to the recent revelations. It was revealed that she had been violent to her classmates for a long time, but the company's statement pointed out that she had no acquaintance with the person involved. The company said it would issue a more detailed statement and warned those spreading rumors that it was gathering evidence. Song Se-yoon emphasized on the social platform that the transfer incident has nothing to do with the recent revelations. News headline, Tragedy. An internet celebrity made an April Fool's Day joke about Buffett buying TSMC. The Financial Supervisory Commission, the heaviest fine is NT $200 million. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights: a financial internet celebrity joked on April Fool's Day that Warren Buffett, the god of fortune, had bought TSMC stocks, but it was later confirmed to be false news. However, this rumor may violate the Securities and Exchange Act, and the Financial Supervisory Commission has received complaints and initiated surveillance and inspection. Huang Huming, Deputy Director of the Securities and Futures Bureau, pointed out that if illegal activities are involved, they will be transferred to prosecutors for further investigation, and they may face up to 10 years in prison or a fine of less than 200 million yuan. This incident warned of the seriousness of online rumors and emphasized that they should be handled in accordance with the law to protect the rights and interests of investors. News headline: Apple's financial report was classified as uncertain by accountants. The stock exchange, no change for 3 consecutive years and fear of delisting. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights: due to the poor financial condition of Apple West, the parent company of Dayan, the certified accountant issued an audit report with significant uncertainty. The stock exchange said it may be forced to delist if the situation does not improve within 3 years. Dayan has had similar situations happen 4 times in a row. If it does not improve, it will be delisted within 6 months. The results of the accountant's inspection showed that the company continued to suffer losses, with accumulated losses exceeding half of the paid-in capital, and current liabilities exceeding current assets. The company was suspended due to production problems, and its revenue was affected. Despite some non-industry income, it still lost 138 million yuan for the year, with an after-tax loss of 2.45 yuan per share. News headline: Store replenishment employees buy tens of millions of houses? Insider low-key confession, monthly income of 88,000. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlight: a netizen overheard replenishment staff discussing buying a house at a hypermarket. One of them mentioned that he was waiting for a house priced at 13.8 million yuan, which surprised him. People familiar with the matter revealed that the monthly income of replenishment employees can reach 88,000. Many netizens are not impressed by the 13.8 million house price, thinking that the price is not expensive, and mention that some people may already have a good family background or have other sources of income. This post caused heated discussions among netizens. News headline: Buy a drink when we meet for the first time. She was dumbfounded when the other party ordered a drink costing nearly 100 yuan, sparking a fight between positive and negative netizens. Release time, April 2, 2024. Data reference, Yahoo News. News highlights: in Taiwan's social culture, it is common for friends to treat each other, but recently some villagers complained in PTT that a friend brought a friend he met at work and ordered a drink worth nearly 100 yuan when they met for the first time. Yuan Po felt dumbfounded. This post sparked discussions among netizens on both sides. Some supported the original Po and expressed their understanding, while others criticized the original Po for being stingy. The incident raises questions about social etiquette and monetary limits.